To me, it seemed like someone who was very distracted. From what I read about the evidence from the trial was she was texting with a guy she was having an affair with, her married partner. She had worked a whole day, so I don't think she was paying attention to what she was doing. However, I find it hard to believe that she thought she was in her own apartment because it didn't even resemble her apartment.
When I got pulled off of the streets, it was to take over in the community relations unit. I've been doing this for about 5 years now. I truly believe that community relations within a police department are super, super important. When I got pulled in and took over community relations, it was kind of in the height of some of the police-race relations. And then one of my goals out there was, I recognize that if the community doesn't trust the police, they don't report crimes to the police, which means that we can't do our jobs, right? We can't protect our citizens. So that was one of those things that I worked over my years very hard at, is trying to build that relationship, to try to build that trust, to try to make sure people knew that I was available if they had concerns, and that they weren't just another citizen to me, that they were actually a person that I wanted to help.
A lot of times, the way people react to us can be a result of how they've seen other officers act, and they tend to say that if one officer has done something, they assume that all officers act the exact same way, no matter where that officer was from.
I think when a lot of people see police agencies and police officers, they kind of lump everybody in the police career in together, not necessarily the experiences that they've had or that agency is presented to them, but police in the whole are being held accountable.
I mean, that was clearly, the police officer was clearly in the wrong, completely in the wrong. The police officer was just going to do a check to make sure that everyone in the house was okay, and ended up killing the person inside the house. I mean, that seems to me to be incredibly egregious and clearly egregious.
The question is there any room for rational discussion? And there might not be a whole lot of room left after the hot air gets released. So the question is, in a social media environment with instantaneous rage, can we have a quiet, calm sit down?